All right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna watch this crypto banter video. I haven't watched the video. Apparently, this guy got called out by a lot of people that he is spreading FUDs, and he is apparently gonna address it. So we're gonna see if he's gonna lie. I think he's lying, but I want to give him a chance because there are also a lot of people, especially like BitBoy, who just never take responsibility and always blame it on someone else. Let's see what this person does. Let's play that.
Hey, Banter fam. I know there are certain allegations in the market and in the community about certain things that Banter has done. And I wanted to address these allegations in an honest and transparent and direct way, which I always think is the best way to address these kind of things. Usually, we don't respond to these kind of allegations. And the reason why we don't is because we know that there's a handful of people that get a fix or get their fix out of making us look bad, out of discrediting us. And whereas we're all for certain accounts that keep the industry transparent and honest, the one thing we don't respond to is anonymous accounts that have the same modus operandi. These anonymous accounts are experts at spreading misinformation or half information. And then once they've spread the half information, they have an army of followers and bots that go into all of our comments. They go into our Twitter, into our Telegram, into our YouTube, and they keep dropping the same comments over and over and over again. And usually we don't respond because the allegations usually lack complete credibility. Historically, they try to elude or accuse us of dumping our donkey tokens on the market. And then just a few weeks later, the donkey team came on and confirmed that we're still holding the majority of our tokens, and at that point hadn't dumped any of our tokens. That's because we're long-term believers in the project. And
Lie number one. He dumped his tokens. There's a video which has been made by Crypto Exposed. I'm gonna put it down, and you can see that this guy is just lying. Okay, so I already found out one lie about him, but still very good of him that he comes out of it, because maybe there's something else that is a wrong allocation, and then of course he can address that. He has to side for it, and I do agree that there might be a lot of bots that just scam, but I don't think so, because a lot of times these bots has been controlled by big influencers, and this guy is one of the big influencers, which are each other's butt buddies. So let's continue.
we're not going to sell those tokens. At the bottom of the market cycle, when the entire market is down and everyone is salty, what they do is they go to our YouTube tiles and they cut selected tiles, not all tiles, just the ones that match the narrative, and they plot them on a chart going down as if we were supposed to have 20/20 vision while the market was going down. They don't show any of the tiles going up. They don't show any of the correct tiles, but just enough tiles to support their narrative. When the
Zag XBT is the best crypto detective. I still can't believe that he is saying that Zag XBT is lying. This guy has a crypto Twitter. I don't think he has some videos yet. I would love to do a collab with Zag XBT. We can make a podcast or whatever. You can talk, or we can have like an exchange, because I learned so much of you. You're doing a lot of good work. And this guy is getting salty.
market gets to its lowest point, well, then accounts come out and troll our Twitter account. And what do? They effectively look for every single call that was wrong at the bottom of the market cycle. They don't take anything else into account. They don't add any of our correct calls. They just take a whole lot of the calls that were wrong, put them into a tweet thread, and spread them into the market.
Basically, this guy is also doing the opposite. When the bull market is there, he says, I told you so. I told you we are going to make profit. And when it's down, he says, disclaimer, it's not my problem. Do your own research. And when the market goes up, it's basically have fun staying poor. So this is very annoying of these people. They just lie, and it's never their responsibility. It's always someone else's.
They have one objective, and their objective is to discredit us and to drive the narrative that what we do is that we use our followers as exit liquidity.
Which is true. And why do you think that people won't believe that? Is that a bad narrative? Why wouldn't you dump it on your followers? This guy has been an investment banker. A lot of you guys are young, but in 2008, there was a financial crisis which made the whole market still low up until this day because of people like him.
Which is absolute garbage. What they don't do is they never show you that we always said that 85% of your portfolio needs to be in HODL coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Chainlink, all the big coins. That the other 35% of your portfolio needs to be in the 10x gems, the Arweaves, and the big tokens. And that you should only be playing with 15% of your portfolio. They obviously never talk about our good calls. They never talk about the fact that we told the community to buy Luna at 35 cents. They never talk about the fact that we brought Arweave to the community at $1, Solana at just a few dollars, Avalanche, and the list goes on and on. Even
The thing is that a lot of other channels do this as well. A lot of channels, they don't do donkey, which they dump on their followers.
most recently, tokens that have doubled despite the bear market, Astroport, Tornado Cash, they'll never mention it because that's not part of the narrative. That's not part of what gets them clicks. They'll never mention the $20 million that we've given to our community in giveaways. They'll never mention.
Actually, I already want to stop this video because I see so many lies here. I'm just going to stop and just watch because this guy, he has a real punchable face. Not saying this to be doing something, but I wouldn't be surprised if something happens if someone sees his face on the street because the lies are annoying. It's kind of fun that he has a Polkadot and Cardano pillow in the back.
All the free education we've done, or the fact that we're so busy working to get 1 million people through crypto.
I noticed that I didn't make any sound because my mic was off. This guy, I actually almost want to just close the video. It's so annoying to listen. But I'm just going to continue with the video and not address important stuff which is not there.
School for free. They'll never mention that because that doesn't drive their narrative and that doesn't give them attention. And that's what they're after. And so generally, we don't respond to these things. And we don't respond to these things because we have limited time. And in the limited time we have, we want to focus on our mission. And our mission is to bring financial freedom to our community and to make our community the most profitable community in the world. To put 1 million people through crypto school for free. And in fact, not only for free, but actually now we're going to start paying people to learn about crypto. Really, pay to learn. It's as simple as that. 1 million people through crypto. They'll never focus on it because that doesn't drive their narrative and that doesn't give them clicks.
I'm actually very happy that he didn't edit out the pay to pay because that makes him more real. I give him that. And yes, he says that yes, he gives information. You don't have to pay for it. However, there's an easy way to be rich. That is to teach other people how to be rich. In this case, with crypto courses. And you always need a bag holder. A bag holder is basically a pleb who gets the dump. And that's basically most of his followers. So I understand that just a few percent of his followers are making the money and the rest will be dumped. Might not be directly his fault, but he should take his responsibility as well because he's the one controlling this narrative. Unlike other people, which he says.
And that's why we never address these things. But this time, we actually are going to address it. And the reason why we are going to address it is because this time, we made a mistake. I'm not proud of the mistake, and it probably shouldn't have happened, but we made a mistake. And whereas I may not have been the one to press the button or to put through the trade, we made a mistake, and as the owner of the company and the leader of Banter, I'm going to take full responsibility for it. We did indeed invite Alien Worlds onto our stream on the 3rd of May. And it seems that on that day, we did indeed sell less than 1% of our position. We sold $25,000 of a $2.5 million or plus position, less than 1% of our position. And today, Alien Worlds is still our biggest gaming holding. That's how much we believe in the project. So why did we sell? Well, I know the narrative is that we sold because we bought the project onto our show and we wanted to use our audience's extra liquidity. But that's not the reason. The reason why we sold is because that is how we fund our next investments. We take small increments of every investment that we make, and we use that to fund future investments. And in this case, it was pretty much really bad timing. Really, really bad timing. So I'm not proud of it, but the truth is that we did. We sold less than 1% of our investment. And we know this. We know it shouldn't have happened, and I'm not proud of the mistake. But we're investors too. And we're constantly navigating the world of bringing you a free-to-air YouTube channel, whilst at the same time being investors. Over time, we are building, and we have built, a code of ethics. And you'll see that just later this month, because we knew that certain conflicts existed, we published a brand new rule at Banter that was on the 31st of May, which was about 3 weeks after the incident, we introduced a new rule at Banter that no member of the crypto Banter community is allowed to sell any token that is mentioned on any show or tweeted about for at least 24 hours after it's been featured on the show or tweeted about. And we may even increase this time frame. I wish that this rule was in before, but unfortunately it wasn't. And we're constantly navigating being investors with bringing you guys a free-to-air media channel. We are investors first. That's what makes our channel, that's the reason for our success.
Okay, I believe him. I have respect for him right now because this is actually the first time he's not lying, in my opinion. For some reason, I have an eye for people who lie. And I have been an investor in TLM as well, in Alien Worlds, partly because I thought it would go up, but after a few percent, I went out. You don't need a lot of percentage to get out of your liquidity. If something goes up 5 to 10%, that's actually pretty good. That's actually really good. Index funds, they go up like 4 to 8% a year. So if something goes up in a week 5 to 10%, you should take it out and be happy with your profit. Depends also how much profit I had. I had like a few $100, so it's not that much. However, it's still better than nothing, and it's still a free meal for at least a month, I guess. So respect for Iran.
This is not scripted. We don't get paid. We never accept payments. And as far as I know, we're one of the only channels in crypto that never accept payments. We don't script our content. All we do is we learn about crypto all day long. We research crypto all day long, all 40, 50, 60 people that work at Banter. And then we come onto our stream and tell you what we've done, what we're doing, why we're doing it, where we've bought, what the entry prices were, and sometimes we even tell you how much we've bought. Because that's what we believe the best formula is.
I do understand that you have to invest, and of course it's always better to have more people invest in your investments so everything will go up. That's basically called shilling your projects. It's not bad. However, I do think he gets payments because there's, especially big channels, they always get this email to promote their coins. And I think with Donkey, he got paid. But I can't say that for 100% certainty. However, I don't believe that he never got paid.
The best formula for us is to just tell you what we're doing and when we're doing it. And we continue to navigate this conflict of being investors and having a free-to-air media channel. And as we do it, we keep building our statement of ethics. And you can see that it's getting tighter and tighter and tighter as the Banter fam grows and as we go along. We've added things like an auditor to audit all our accounts to make sure that we're sticking to our code of ethics. But unfortunately, when we were a 5-month-old station back in May, we didn't have these systems and processes in place. And yes, we did. We made mistakes. And we will continue to make mistakes because we're human. We may have bought things, we may have bought tokens, we may have veered from our only 15% in DGen coins. And it's hurting us as much as it's hurting anybody else. But we're here, and we're here with you, and we're going to trade out of it with you guys. So yes, we will make mistakes as we go along. And every time you do, you can rest assured that I'll be here, and I'll admit it every time we're wrong. Our intentions are pure. Our intentions are very, very simple. Our intentions are to build the most profitable community in the world, to bring our community full financial freedom, and to bring at least 1 million new people into crypto using our crypto school and many other mediums. And we will continue to focus on our objectives and our intentions at all costs. We won't entertain and we won't waste energy fighting misinformation and defamation. But what we will do, you can rest assured, is that any time and every time that we make a mistake, we'll be here and we'll be the first people to admit it.
I can only respect this. So I hope you do it too, BitBoy.
I wanted to come out and I wanted to be open and honest with the Banter fam, and I hope you guys can forgive us and stay with us on this journey, because I promise you that we've got 60 people or 50 people, or as many people that work at Banter, focused every single day on making you guys, the Banter fam, the richest and most profitable crypto community in the world.
You're not a family, Ron. I mean, family don't... Okay, maybe toxic family members, they will dump their tokens to us. But, yeah, if I'm broke, you will probably not pay my bills, so you're not a family.
I hope you guys can forgive us. And now I'm going to take some comments from the chat, if there are any comments, if anybody wants to ask any questions.
I think this is enough. The rest of the video you can watch, but it was very interesting to see this person. And there's a time, especially this time, that it's very difficult for people to say sorry, because then it's almost like they admit guilt, but it's not. It's not. So I wanted to end that video, but I was like, let's continue. I found this video as well. It's from Crypto Exposed, much better channel than me. I learned a lot from this person, and he has this video as well. I'm also gonna put that in the link, and you're gonna see that some of the stuff that Crypto Banter says might not be completely true, but you decide. I'll just show you what is up. There are some proof, I guess, here somewhere. There are details, and you can decide if you want to continue listening to this person and believing in him or not.
This leaked footage proves that Crypto Banter was insider trading TLM, dumping it on his fans while he was promoting it to his audience. I'm going to show you how he used his channel to pump the token, dump the tokens on the same day he had a live interview with a member of the TLM, and continue to promote a bullish narrative for the token a few days after he dumped his own bags, only to abandon coverage as the project eventually crashed back to its pre-Crypto Banter pump levels. The proof I'll give you in this video will also show why, as I mentioned in a recent video, you cannot trust a single word from Crypto Banter's ethics statement. The first step of this was the initial shilling.
I think he also said this about Donkey. Buy Donkey, thank me later, and then it crashed the next week.
On Twitter, which was eventually followed by the YouTube shilling.
And I bought it at spot. Buy TLM and thank me later.
TLM was a gaming token below a $100 million market cap, so it didn't take too much for the price to start pumping. Of course, Crypto Banter loves to take credit for these calls, but I can't emphasize this enough. This takes zero skill. If a crypto YouTuber promotes a coin during the heat of the bull market to hundreds of thousands of followers, the price will go up. This is not a price prediction. It's a Ponzi layered on top of a non-Ponzi crypto project. If these influencers weren't so full of shit, they would build an anonymous portfolio, grow it without pumping their own bags, and after it has grown significantly, use it as a case study for their skill. Of course, Crypto Banter would never do something like this because he can't. If you need proof that all the upward price action was driven by Crypto Banter shilling, all you need to see is where the price is now that he stopped shilling. All that up and down in the chart had nothing to do with project development. I don't have a problem with people buying into these influencers shill operations, but if you decide to do this, you need to know the full context of why these influencers are promoting these coins and when they are selling. The sad reality is that for every person flipping these coins for a quick buck, there are 10 people who actually trust crypto influencers like Crypto Banter and get wrecked. Now, what made this initial shill operation worse is that on top of acting as if pumping his own bags actually took any skill, Crypto Banter announced on May 2nd that the TLM team would be on their show on the following day. Anyone familiar with exit scams knows very well that in order to exit at the peak, it is important to have a big event like an AMA or an announcement that holders can look forward to, while all the insiders are dumping their bags on retail.
Kind of reminds me of Cardano. It still hasn't recovered.
So what actually happened on May 3rd? As promised, Rand had a member of TLM for an interview that pushed for buying action for TLM, where Rand made it clear that he was a holder and a believer for the project.
As you know, I've been a holder of TLM for a while. My community knows that as well.
After that, the price started to slowly go down, and then, while Rand and Sheldon initially kept mentioning good stuff about the tokens, they stopped pumping the project and the price kept moving downwards. So, what's the big deal with this? They told people to buy a project, they shilled it, and then the price went down. What's wrong with that? Well, as you'll see in this leaked clip, the Crypto Banter team actually took advantage of it to dump TLM on their fans while the 3rd of May interview was taking place. During his stream, Rand decided to show us he puts his money where his mouth is. And after making sure he wasn't exposing any information, he showed us his Binance orders. Luckily for us, Rand was too stupid to cover his own tracks. If you look carefully at the order history, you will notice that he sold his TLM for 0.43 BTC, which at the time was worth roughly $25,000. This means that while he was hosting the interview with the TLM team and talking about how great the project was, he was dumping on his fans. And do you remember the part of his ethics statement where he literally says that, quote, no member of the Crypto Banter team may engage in any selling activity of any token that is mentioned on any of their mediums for at least 24 hours after it's mentioned, unquote. Well, that was a lie. Hey Rand, I know you're watching this. The is wrong with you? How can you go on a live stream with a straight face talking about ethics when you go dump on your fans' backs? You can send me all the email threats you want as long as you keep acting like a piece of I will continue to expose you.
Okay, let's hope this doesn't happen, Iran. We will keep an eye on you. And the problem is there's so many new people coming in the space. So many new people who just don't know Alex Becker, we don't know Journey, we don't know Ilya Trade, we don't know Crypto Banter, and we don't know BitBoy. They just look up on YouTube how to buy crypto and they come out to one of these big channels. So it's sad the SEC is not here by the time when I'm making this video, so the only thing you guys can do is be an adult and make your own decisions based on these two videos.